Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all having a fabulous day. In this video, I will be reviewing the whole Justice League Task Force with the Darkseid Build-A-Figure Wave. Now, maybe my first question on this one is that, is it worth buying this wave? Now, let me start with the biggest weakness of this wave. Each figure in this wave, including the Build-A-Figure, have already been released in some form by Mcfarlane. So, what's the point of buying them again? Basically, this is McFarlane's ways of reissuing their old molds. Well, maybe not old mold, reissuing their already available mold in with a specific gimmick, I guess. I guess I can say that this is no difference from their Jokerized releases or they are black and white patina releases. Only in this case, they went all out and released it into a whole wave. The gimmick in here is that McFarlane is trying to create these figures as if they went out of an old video game, which is the Justice League Task Force. So he gave these figures a specific shading wherein they look like they're kind of pixelized. So that's basically what this whole wave is. This is a wave of reissues with another McFarlane gimmick of giving it the, let's just call it, the pixelated look. Putting that in mind, meaning the fact that this is another McFarlane reissue gimmick, which is the pixelated look, I'm gonna I'm gonna do a different approach in reviewing these figures. Basically, what I'm gonna do is that instead of uh, doing the usual where I review the details and then the articulation and stuff, I don't think I need to do that anymore because, as I said, these are all body bugs that were already used before. So if you're a McFarlane collector, you're already familiar with the articulation of these figures and their sculpt. What I'm gonna do different is that I'm gonna review each of this figure and rank them on which of them the pixelated look actually worked. So let's start with that one. Okay, to start, I'm gonna remove one of this figure because one of them doesn't belong to the wave, and that is the Flash. Because if you would look at it, let me just remove this. It is not as, how do I do this? Okay, yeah. Let me just put it on a normal pose. If you will have a look at it, this is the one which I guess had the less gimmick because it doesn't really have that much of the pixelated shading. Although, if you will look at it, the logo is done in a way to make it look like it is pixelated, and then there's that dash of yellow and orange between them, including here. But it is not it is not as obvious as the other figure. This figure actually looks good. When I actually look at the promo picture, this is the figure which I want to get because for me, it is the best. But I think it is unfair for me to rank it as the best one in this way because it is the only figure which I guess really suffered from that pixelated gimmick. It actually looks good, and the head sculpt. This is one of the best flash head sculpt actually out there. And doing it in the Blue Beetle buck, I think it suits the character perfectly. Flash in the Blue Beetle book. Yeah, I like that. I like that one. And I honestly, the head sculpt of this Flash is really selling it for me. This is one of the best head sculpt that Mcfarlane release. So, but I'm gonna remove it in the ranking because, as I said, it's unfair because look at that small shading that was given to him as compared to what was done to the other figure. So yeah, but again, this is a good figure. If there's one thing in this wave that you might want, if you don't want to buy the whole wave because you're not into the whole pixelated thing, this plus figure is actually pretty good, especially if you did not get that I don't know, that gold label flashpoint flash with the alternate head. Especially if you are like me, who's in the Philippines, with wherein that is not really available here locally. I didn't see the light of day of that. I didn't see that figure at retail. This is the good alternative for a flash figure. Now, since there are only four remaining figures, I'm not gonna make this complicated. The dark side and the Batman figure will be fighting for number one, and the Superman and Aquaman figure will be the one fighting for which one is the worst in this wave, meaning the fourth place. You know what? Let me just do it like this. They don't understand that. I can easily say that uh, Darkseid takes the throne as the best in this wave, but my problem with it is that I also think that it will be unfair because the only thing that suffered the pixelated gimmick here is mostly his torso, which actually works. I actually like how that look. And then there's that in the leg, which I think are pretty subtle. But the main reason why I cannot give the first place to Darkseid is because, as I said, this was already released as a mega fig before. And compared to that, if you're not into that classic look, this is actually a better version of it. If you're into the more modern one without the cape and darker violet. But the problem is the Megafig has a lot of accessories which this doesn't. Which for me I think is unfair considering that this was released in a build a fig. I mean, sorry, collect to build wave. They should have at least included those extra head that the Megafig has and the extra hands that the Megafig has. Because without those, I think it's one of the reasons that made this figure pretty weak versus that Megafig. Because the fan factor that those accessories in the Megafig provide is not available here because it is just this. And as I said, this is basically just a wave of reissues. So I don't think it would cost that much if they actually included that extra head with the I forgot what the I beam of dark side is called. Is it Omega beam? I'm not sure. I think you know what I'm saying. The one with the I beam and the one with the open arms, alternate open arms. They should have at least included them also here. I don't think it would. Well, I don't know. Because they didn't include it. I kind of feel that they made it as part of their cost cutting here, and that's why Darkseid is number two. Now, you may say that I'm a little biased why I'm gonna put this in number one, but if you will look at all the whole wave, the only accessories that they given is a pair of this. So for me, it's kind of unacceptable, really, for me that they did not include the alternate head for Dark Side. If they put that, this would have been number one for me. But because of that factor, that is really important to me, that they only, I think they cheaped out on the accessories. To be honest, they only gave this, which I don't even like. They could have just not given us this and just gave the additional accessories of Dark Side, and that would have been a better choice for me. Now, why is Batman number one? Because he's the one who's really had the full pixelated treatment. I'm not sure if it's showing the camera, and it actually works. Maybe the only negative that I can say on this one is the head sculpt that they use is the one also from the Nightfall 2 pack. For me, it is not. They should have at least given us a head sculpt that looks like that. Instead, they gave this Nightfall head sculpt, which I think works for Nightfall, but I don't think it works here. But I don't know. As I play around with this one, it just calls to me. I actually like it. I start to appreciate the gimmick, and even the head sculpt don't even bother me anymore. I think another reason why I like it is that I think this is the first Batman wherein they use that violet blue. I don't know what this color is, because it's not 100% blue. In a way, it's also has that violet feel, and the cape also looks good. Maybe that's the reason, because the combination of the gray and the lighter gray, I think works pretty well, because the pixelated gimmick that they use here actually help in defining the muscle mold, the mold of the muscles. So it works. It actually works. Even the bat logo, despite that it is oversized, which I guess in a way works, because if you're playing a video game, you want to know that this is Batman. So yeah, that's the reason why this is number one, because I think it benefited from the pixelated treatment, because it actually helps define his muscles, define the mold better. And believe me, guys, on hand, I didn't really like thought that I will like it, especially in the promo picture. But on hand, the more I play with it, it just grows on you. That's why he's number one. So which of these two is the bottom one, the fourth place? Basically, the one that I think suffered from the pixelated treatment. Here's the thing: they definitely used the best Superman body mold on this one, but my problem is this head sculpt, especially during the promo picture. I actually call it like the Jay Leno head sculpt because of the chin. I mean, I guess I understand that they're trying to remake this, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think that head sculpt worked from me. He looked, nah, it just doesn't work for me. Now, on the other end, this one, I don't know what. Again, another artistic flair or style that Mcfarlane's trying to do. My problem on this one, even from the promo pics, is the hair. Meaning, if you're gonna give a figure a hair like this, you should at least give it an alternate hair, where an alternate head with the normal hair. But the problem is on this one, the face of the figure is actually better as compared to this one. I just really don't like this one. And I guess that's the reason why I think this will be third place and this will be fourth place. Okay. Another reason why I think of that. I think when it comes to the pixelated version, the orange and the lighter yellow actually work. And then the green and the lighter green, I think it actually works. It doesn't actually destroy the figure. I think for Aquaman, I actually like this Aquaman body mold, and yeah, the color that were chosen for the pixelated look, I think is better as compared to what they did with Superman. I mean, they should have at least created a lighter blue instead of a whiter color. I think that's the reason why this doesn't work for me, because of the color, of the choice of color that they use. Because I think if they only use another shade or a lighter shade of blue for this pixelated effect, it will have the same effect as this Batman, wherein it will actually help in defining his muscles, the mold of the muscles in the figure. In the case of this one, it's just really not. It just really doesn't not having that impact on me. With and I think the main reason is that they used the wrong color. They should have just used a different shade of blue instead of this one. And unfortunately, that's the main reason why I think the Superman is the lowest in this wave. So basically, that's how I'm gonna rank them. Wait, you're number two, Batman's number one. So again, this automatically is the best for me in the wave, but as I said, it will be unfair if I include them here. For those figures that really had the pixelated treatment, this is number one, this is number two, number three. And unfortunately, despite of the fact that I really love this body mold, that head sculpt is just not for me. And yeah, the color that they use for the pixelated effect doesn't work for me. I think it's too light. It's just not giving the same impact as the Batman. Anyway, guys, if you've reached this part of my video, thanks a lot. If you like my video, please don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. It will really help my channel grow. And as usual, guys, enjoy life and keep collecting.